Good day, everyone. Ali is here from Sophie Financial Network. Today is August 15, 2023. Here is another daily analysis. Let's go start with S&P 500. Let me just share my screen. Here is the S&P 500 daily chart. So today volume was light, like a 70 million, but look at the candle. Candle was absolutely bearish. So we just got below SMA 50, which is kind of like a bearish momentum still to the downside. I thought that yesterday was like a bounce, and that bounce can continue all the way to SMA 20 at least to 45.24. But seems like market just had like a nice optic early in the morning. Goes all the way above to reach out to this level, which is kind of like the first rejection of the market, and market couldn't just hold up above 44, like getting to 4500, and just rejected 4500, going all the way down to and close 44.38, which is very, very bearish candle if you ask me. And this bounce just lasted for 1 day, and then that's it. So probably we will see a choppy consolidation going up and then coming down. So still looking for more downside until the September-October timeframe. So we can just see kind of like the bottom information if market bottoms there. So we are going to educate ourselves, and we are going to learn about what's happening to the market. So as I said yesterday, we are going to learn and educate about this rally. So it seems like this rally failed very, very soon. So when rally failed soon, this means market doesn't have enough momentum to the upside, and it can go down to the more downside target here to 43 to 43.73. So that's going to be the level that that I'm just looking for, at least for the short-term period. But for the longer term, I'm just looking for the time frame, September, October time frame, especially September 17 to October 15, which is going to be this area. So if you just want to mark it on your chart, so that's going to be the area for the bottom information. I'm just looking for a pivot here, and probably we should see market just forming out a pivot here if it wants to keep the bullish momentum. If it doesn't, then we should just see a more downside move, which is going to be a very, very bearish, and any rally could be a sell. So we will see how it goes. Right now, we are just getting close to, some people are just calling this as like a trend line here, and we are just sitting on the trend line. So if you want to just connect this pivot to this one and continue all the way to here, some people just calling this as a very, very important level. To be honest, I don't think that's going to be a good indicator of the trend line. Some people are just doing this, which has been broken already. And so far, we are just looking at the chart and see how it goes. But right now, we are definitely below this short-term trend line, and the momentum is absolutely bearish. We are just getting below SMA 50, which is pretty important for some people, especially investors. And when we see something like this, they're gonna just deploy their stocks to the market and just put the pressure on downside. So we'll see how it goes later on. So the next level for S&P 500 is gonna be 43.73 to 43.27. So this 50 period could be kind of like coming along with this pivotal point, or I should say a decisive pivotal point for the market, as SMA 100 is coming along as well. So there are going to be lots of supports there. We will see how it goes with the market. But today, again, price action was pretty bearish. Moving on to Nasdaq, which hold up for now better than S&P 500 price-wise. But if you just see the pattern, Nasdaq already is below SMA 50 and just consolidating here above this pivot. So whenever we see a consolidation above a pivot or prior pivot, that's gonna be a sign for a breakout. So in this case, to be honest, thought that we will have a small rally all the way up to here and then coming down to the downside. Seems like market just didn't follow yesterday price action. So yesterday price action was pretty bullish, So it was like a kind of like a one white soldier, and that was a very, very nice price action. But this one white soldier needs to have confirmation, and today we didn't have confirmation. We just have a downtick, and this downtick was kind of like all the way coming down to bottom of this candle. So if tomorrow we will see another downtick to here, that should be kind of like the aggressive sell-off all the way to here to 14,690. That's going to be the pivot for the market to see a bounce, and probably that bounce could be a sharp sell again to the downside to 14,200 to 14,400. And even if that one doesn't last, so we can see another downtick to 13,500 to 13,900. We need to educate ourselves based on a price action. So we are not forecasting here, basically. We were bearish since beginning of the August. And right now you see that market just going down. Actually, I was in a cautious mood even prior that in July timeframe. But July, we had substantial move to the upside, especially our portfolio just went very well to the upside. But months of August, let's say from July 20th until now, market just getting into the downside momentum. And this downside momentum can escalate when we are getting to the September, October timeframe. So just a buckle up, be careful about this. We got into some short position today in NVIDIA and AMD, which I'm gonna cover that when we get to those ones. Moving on to US 30, which is Dow Jones. So Dow was ugly as well. So today Dow just breaking SMA 20 to the downside, still better than the other indexes, but Dow can go all the way down to here, which is 34,500 to 34,200. And that's going to be a support just because it's kind of like a forming here demand area. And this demand area is coming along with this pivotal point here, this pivot here. So that's going to be very, very important. And also at the same time, this one is coming along with SMA 150, somewhere around there in a daily chart. So there are lots of support here. So I'm just looking for more downside for Dow Jones here to here, and then we can see a formation of the bottom. So if we see a formation of the bottom, we can just go all the way up to, I think a new all-time high is coming still, is going to be on my radar for Dow Jones. So today price action, I'm sure that shake out because the banking sectors and energy just went down crazy. So that was the reason for the Dow just going down. Moving on to individual names, starting with yield. Yield had a downtick today. So interestingly, yield didn't have a positive day, but pressure was there. So lots of people still talking about like a Federal Reserve chairman's talking about a more hawkish rate because there are kind of like a concern about inflation and kind of like a hot job market. So that's why sentiment is going to the negative as well due to their talk. But yield just to backtest this trend. So this triangle has been broken to the upside, but we have got important pivotal point here just above 5%. So whenever yield goes above 5%, it just is smashed down by sellers. This time, again, the same scenario. So it goes down below 5%, but if it consolidates here, then it's going to just reap higher to the upside. And I think it's going to take out this pivotal point as well for a nominal high around 5.20%. Next week, we will have, I think by end of August, we will have Jackson Hole Symposium and also Federal Reserve meeting in September. So that's going to be a decisive for the market. But right now, market just betting for another rate hike probably in September. On the other side, treasuries goes down. So that was pretty interesting because usually when yield goes up, treasury goes down and vice versa. This time, they're just going at the same time with the same direction. So yield went down, treasury went down as well. Just double check this. This is not a good price action because this means it's going to go down more to this area to test this pivot. And even, I'm not sure even if it wants to take out this pivotal point, but that price action, this is kind of like an H pattern, And this H pattern can go to the downside, I think, to test this double bottom formation. So we will see how it goes. 92, 93 right now, just holding up for now, but Treasury is not in a good shape at all. Moving on to the gold, gold just coming down again, just a very, very exhaustive move. I'm kind of like looking for a reversal for gold. I know I'm just telling you since the beginning of August, but this price action is very, very exhaustive. And any rally has been sold by sellers. But I'm just looking for probably a dip down to here to 1860. So just keeping in mind, 1860, that could be kind of like the bottoming formation for gold for a next spiky rally to the upside. I'm just looking for, to be honest, at the end of the August period is going to be a substantial pivotal point or probably multi-months low for gold. So we will see how it goes. But right now, based on my cycles, I was wondering if gold can just form out the bottom here. And that was the bottom, but seems like it goes down more, down tick to 1860. And that would be kind of like the final bottom for the gold, probably this year. And then in October, September, and also November, we will have a bullish month for gold. That's based on my cycle. So we will see how it goes. US crude just coming down another $1.45. So not a bad price action. Crude had nice stretch to the upside. Right now it needs to cool down a bit. $78 to $79. That could be kind of like area that I'm looking for a bounce and then coming back up again to test this high. And if it engulfs this area, which I think it's going to happen, $91 for crude is coming down the road. So we will see how it goes. VIX, marvelous move to the upside, 11%, especially last hour of trading session, goes all the way up to here to $16. VIX, actually, I was waiting for another deep down to 14 level to get in, but didn't give me a chance. But I think VIX has been bottom. So if you want to just go with call option, I think it's going to be a good time. Not today, because obviously IV just spiking up to the upside, but VIX somewhere around area. If there is any pullback, that's going to be a nice buying opportunity for VIX to getting into $20. So we will see how it goes. Dixie just uptick today, nothing bad, nothing good, just 5 cents, 4 cents to the upside. So sitting at 103.21. So Dixie just getting into this pivotal point. If it consolidates here, then it's gonna just move a small spike here to 104. I'm not sure if it wants to take out this pivotal point. I think that's gonna be the top. To be honest, I'm kind of like a surprised to see Dixie is just surging to the upside like this. I thought that this is going to be the bottoming formation and then going down to the lower low. Right now, Dixie is just forming up very, very well. But look at this rally. So this is kind of like another nice rally to the upside, getting to the lower high and then ended up to the lower low. So that could be the same scenario. Moving on to magma indicators. So Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, and Google. This one is coming down today. As you know, technology, semiconductors were weak. So this indicator is coming down. So right now, just establishing itself below SMA 20. If it just consolidate here, I should say it's going to go down to 1,000 levels. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Apple, just forming a bearish wedge here. So this bearish wedge, sometimes it just go to the upside. Still, I'm looking for a spike, something like NVIDIA, going here and then sharp sell to the downside. But it didn't happen yet. So Apple just disappointed me. However, I'm not gonna be buyer Apple. Even for trade, it's gonna be very, very risky. I know a couple of times I got into this, I just take out a profit for the first target. I'm just looking for kind of like a buying opportunity somewhere around here. So 150 to 160. That's going to be the area for Apple if you are an investor. Amazon, $2.90 down. Not a bad price action so far, holding up pretty nice bullish consolidation. But this one can go down all the way to here to just cool down a bit this rally. Meta coming down sharply again today, $4.24%, 38% to the downside. If it goes below this pivotal point, which is 288, I should say that's going to be pretty ugly because it can go all the way down to 250 to 260. Microsoft just coming down, the same price action with Apple. It's pretty weak, and Microsoft can go down sub 300. Google, just $1.55 to the downside. Right now, better than the other FANG stocks. This one holding up pretty well above SMA 20, and corrective move could be a nice buying opportunity, I should say. Not right now. Again, waiting for market just give us a good chance. Nice nice head and shoulder here for Netflix. And if it goes below 410, it can just spike down here to 396. And even more bearish tone can go $50 more to the downside, 353 to 360. So we will see how it goes. Tesla, the same price action. This one is coming down. And if it, even after market, it goes more down. So this one can go all the way down to 207. 222. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the same semiconductor index. So they didn't have follow through yesterday, just a snap back to the upside, didn't have follow through. This one can go down here to 142, or ultimately, to be honest, looking for 129 to 130. So we will see how it goes with this. Semis are in trouble right now, I should say that very, very loudly. SOX, the same pattern. This one can go down to here to 432 to 455. To be honest, it's in my book. TSM just coming down. Look at this chart. This chart is pretty weak, and this one is heading down. Probably is going to take out this pivotal point. Just 78 to $80. That's going to be at the area. AMD that we got into short position right now is just forming a pretty nice bearish consolidation in a weekly chart. So whenever we have rally, just sold out pretty sharply to the downside. So yesterday was pretty nice rally, but just a dead cat bounce to SMA 20 to middle of this candle, and 112, I should say 112, that is going to be the spot for sellers. And just going down, if it takes out this pivotal point, which happened just yesterday around 105, so that is very, very bearish. The first stop is going to be 100, but I think it's going to go all the way down to $90 down the road. Moving on to NVIDIA, the same price action. Yesterday, NVIDIA was in nice surge to the upside. Goes all the way up to here. Today just gapped up, but couldn't hold the gap pretty well. So it's just a fail, and then sellers to control the entire session. Goes down to just $1.87 positive. But look at the candle. The candle is pretty bearish, and NVIDIA can go down to middle of this. If it takes yesterday pivotal point, I should say it can go all the way down to here. Ultimately, to be honest, I'm just looking for 320 to 340 for NVIDIA. Moving on to Texas Instrument, just coming down today, $2.32 Lam Research. This one just forming a bearish consolidation, $11 down. Moving on to the banking sector, which was hammering today. So banks just hammered, and XLF just going to the sharply going down, and just gap down, sellers to control the entire session. I think this one can go down to 33.50. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, there is going to be another dollar move to the downside. KBE, the same pattern. This one can go to $38. KR is sharp sell-off to the downside. This one can go to $43. JP Morgan, the same price action. This one goes down, and this one can go to 144, 140. Goldman Sachs, the same pattern. This one sharply going down, pretty volatile for Goldman. You see the chart, either way going up or down, it's going to be very, very volatile. Bank of America, 99 cents to the upside, downside. Wells Fargo, just $1 to the downside. Moving on to the gold miners. So as I said, they're pretty weak. Bearish consolidation, didn't show me a reversal. This one goes down, breaking out this pivotal point. And right now it's just going down to $26. GDXJ, the same pattern, $86 to the downside. AEM, Agnico Eagle, just $1.28 to the downside. Pretty nice bearish consolidation. This one can go to double test this bottom. Newmont, very, very ugly, to be honest. This one, I don't see any strength in this chart, and this one, I should just delete this as well. So this bottoming formation can fail to the downside. And I'm not gonna say that, but I should. So if it take out this pivotal point, it should be very, very, very aggressive price action. And it could be ugly. It's just coming all the way down to $32 to $33. So we will see how it goes with Newmont, but Newmont is in bad trouble, I should say, right now. Franco-Nevada just at 3% to the downside. This is forming head and shoulder here. So if it just if it goes below this neckline, it can go all the way down here to test this bottoming formation. Gold barrick as well, the same head and shoulder. So this one just going down. If it goes below this pivotal point, which is important, $15, let's say, can just go all the way down to 14.50. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the next sector, energy just coming down, cool down a bit. This one can go to $83 to $85. XLEXOP, which is oil and gas exploration ETF. This one is coming down $2.77. OIH coming down. Still hold off for now, but I think this one can go down to 310 to 315. Exxon just coming down sharply. There are lots of calls in Exxon. I don't know why there are lots of call options for Tesla, for Exxon. But when you have lots of people just going to one direction, usually market maker is going to just change the gear to another direction. So Exxon was not exceptional. Exxon goes down as well. Chevron, $4.71 to the downside. Pretty sharp, aggressive sell-off. Oxy, just $1.56 to the downside. Right now, Oxy is not that bad. So it's just checking this or kind of like a pullback to this area, to this dynamic trend line. So we will see how it goes. And REIT is coming down 2.40% to the downside. So we will see how it goes, 20 cents. But REIT getting back to here to $7-ish. That would be a nice buying opportunity, I should say. Okay, I think I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.